Corey LaJoie, who was essentially involved in a midseason trade last year. Well, he knows his 2025 plans now, or he has announced it at least. Last year, Corey LaJoie drove for Spire Motorsports. He had driven there previous seasons as well. But in the middle of the season, it was announced that essentially, once again, a driver trade happened. Corey LaJoie would go to the Rick Ware Racing 51, and the driver of the Rick Ware Racing 51, Justin Haley, would go to Spire to drive the 7. Now, it's not like the NBA. It's not like there's draft picks to trade, but essentially they both went. They finished the seasons. Justin Haley, it was announced that he would stay in the 7 car for 2025. And as for LaJoie, well, we haven't really known that until today. There was speculation, there's reports, rumors, as there is with everything else in NASCAR. But now we know that he will still be racing with Rick Ware Racing, but on a part-time basis. And there's something else added to the equation as well that is not inside of a race car. So Rick Ware Racing announced today that Corey LaJoie has a lot of news to share, and we're proud to be a part of it. Limited NASCAR Cup Series schedule with Rick Ware Racing. He will drive the number 01 to align with Stacking Pennies, which is like his podcast and his saying or something. Duramax Oil and Take 5 oil change at the Daytona 500 will be his sponsor. And then he will also be an analyst for Prime Video's Cup Series broadcast, which is in the summer. And then Prime Video, they also made the announcement as well, confirming this, saying that Corey LaJoie will be an analyst and that Danielle Trotta will be the host of the pre- and post-race coverage. So, once again, on one aspect, I really did not expect to have this news. But Corey LaJoie is going to be an analyst for the Amazon Prime races. Once again, I did not really see that coming, but it's an interesting little ad there. We get an active NASCAR Cup Series driver, a part-time driver, and a driver who knows these cars well, who knows these drivers well, how they race and all that stuff. So I think he's going to be able to provide some good analysis. And then also you have to factor in, he has a podcast. He's a personality, and, you know, he's pretty known, I would say. Now, obviously, he's not the most popular driver or anything, or, you know, one of the most known drivers, but there's some people that know him, and this is a big opportunity for him in terms of a career outside of racing when the day comes that Corey LaJoie does not race cars anymore. If he can make the most of this opportunity, it could become a long-time thing. So, a big opportunity for LaJoie there. As for the racing thing, Rick Ware Racing, once again, they had a really good year last year. No other way to put it. Justin Haley got a couple of top 10s at non-super speedways at Gateway and Darlington. Haley had, honestly, what Rick Ware, I would say is a career year. Really. They had, as I said, a couple non-super speedway top 10s. They had super speedway top 10s. I'd say for the most part, they were right there on the verge of being top 20 almost every week. They showed up with actual speed at times last year. It was a huge step forward for that team, and Justin Haley was a big part of that. And he got traded. He left. And as a result, you know, Corey LaJoie came in, and Corey LaJoie had a couple of good races, but now 2025, where do they go from here? What are they going to do from here? Well, now Cody Ware's in the full-time car, which is met with conflicting opinions from fans. And the second car is going to have a part-time schedule of Corey LaJoie. Now, this is an open car. They leased out their other charter to RFK Racing. So now this means another open entry into the Daytona 500. So I think that's 9 now. Let me count real quick. So we got LaJoie, got Allgaier, Yaley, Truex, Alfredo, McLeod, Jimmy Johnson, Castro Neves, and who am I forgetting? All right, Chandler Smith, NBM. Yes, okay, those are your 9 open cars. So, yeah, we know who's going to be in the open cars. Now we know how many there are, and I don't know if there's going to be more. I guess, what if the 50 shows up? What if an unknown team shows up? I don't know if that's going to happen. But so that could mean 5 cars at least are going home for the Daytona 500. So that's an exciting thing, but that's a big thing for Corey LaJoie too. Corey LaJoie did an interview with Bob Pockers and kind of talked about how he wants to race on Sundays. He didn't want to go back to trucks. He didn't want to go to Xfinity, go to the John Hunter Nemechek route in a sense. and go from a not so great Cup Series team and go to a competitive truck team, a competitive Xfinity team, win a bunch of races, compete for a championship, rebuild your stock in a sense, and then come back to the Cup Series. Go to a team, a better team maybe, get a better opportunity in the Cup Series. But he said he didn't want to do that. He said he wanted to race on Sundays. He kind of brushed off the idea, saying he used the example of saying he doesn't want to be an F3. He wants to be an F1, which out of context, the quote is kind of funny.
I don't want to go run F3. I want to be a Formula One driver.
But anyways, the whole goal, if you're a stock car driver, if you grow up in the U.S. wanting to race, the goal is the NASCAR Cup Series. So I understand his logic there. Everyone wants to be a Cup Series driver. Not everyone gets to be a Cup Series driver. He wants to be a Cup Series driver as long as possible. He made the reference, not wanting to be a Truck Series lifer, an Xfinity Series lifer. Yeah, he'd probably win some races there, win some more races or whatever it may be. But he would rather race on Sundays with the Cup Series in the big leagues, in a sense. So, good for him. But we'll see what he can do on this part-time schedule. This is a career-defining year for Corey LaJoie. When you look back at his time at Spire, he was improving each and every year. Outside of his first 3 years in the Cup Series, which that includes Go Fast Racing. Outside of that first season, 2014, when he ran 2 races, in 2017 and 2018, he had average finishes over 30th. But outside of that, his average finishes were pretty consistent. They went down every year until, once again, 2024. But you look at his numbers, 2019, 25.9, 2020, 25.6, 2021, 24.9, 2022, 24.3, and then 2023 was his big year. He had a 20.8 average finish, finished 25th in the points. It was a huge year for him. Momentum was going well. Spire was rising. It seemed like a big opportunity for Corey LaJoie, and he had a rough 2024. 23.7 average finish, 3 positions worse than 2023. Some DNFs, a couple of feathers ruffled, and, well, Corey LaJoie gets traded midseason, and here we are today. But that's the latest on Corey LaJoie. We're going to see a number with a 0 in front of it for the first time in, I don't know how long in the Cup Series. I mean, we had the 00 with David Rudiman all those years ago, but I can't remember the last time the Cup Series had a 0 something, so that's cool. But Corey LaJoie, once again, big opportunity for him as a driver, but another big opportunity for him outside the car as an analyst on Amazon Prime with Prime Video. Very cool opportunity for him. Could be a potential outside of just driving the car opportunity if he makes it that. Another bit of news, Jimmie Johnson is now the majority owner at Legacy Motor Club. He joined Legacy Motor Club at the beginning of 2023, I believe, where he became a part owner in the former Petty GMS, former Richard Petty Motorsports team. He became a part owner, and then they rebranded from Petty GMS to Legacy Motor Club. Then they switched to Toyota, and now another massive change. Every single year Jimmy has been there, there's been a massive change. 2023, he jumps on board, immediately rebrands to Legacy Motor Club. 2024, they switched to Toyota. 2025, Jimmie Johnson is now the majority owner. They announced that there was someone else, Nighthead Capital Management. They had acquired a minority stake, and that meant Maury Gallagher. He is now one of the minority owners versus the majority owner, and that he's going to be an ambassador instead of doing the day-to-day stuff now. So, yeah, that's big for them. But Legacy Motor Club, rough year last year. They need a better year this year. But that's all I got for now. Any other news, I'll let you know. But as I said, first race week of 2025. We got the Cookout Clash at the Bowman Gray Stadium. That's exciting. This Sunday. Saturday will be practice. I think the initial heat races will be Saturday as well. So once again, that's fun. That's exciting. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to this weekend. NASCAR's back.